Hello, this is Connor Super Goofy and welcome back to another video. And this was not going to be part of my winter events, but I had the idea to do this video off rip. So I'm going to be going ahead and doing it. I put together a list of my top 10 favorite Connor songs of 2025. I didn't want to do a best list this year because I did the worst list, but I didn't want to do a best list this year because that the year-end hot list kind of functions as that, although it's the criteria is not for that one is not which songs are the best. But I decided to do it for my own songs, like what song of mine is my best song of the year. And I'm doing this list regardless of how popular the songs were. So, like, the song doesn't have to be like a big, ginormous smash hit. And the song being a hit is not going to help it at all in the list. It is personal. It is personal. It's the ones that I liked the most this year, the ones that I'm the most proud of, not the ones that got the most popular. That's not a factor in it. So, in order to be eligible for the list, the song just had to be released in 2025. It's that simple. So, um, yeah, so without out of the way, let's kick the list off. We are starting the list off with the only Void track on this list. Anderson's Sleepover, which is my favorite song off Void, and it comes in at this number 10 spot. I like the piano riff that plays throughout the song and the drum line for the verses. I think the drop is the number one thing that holds the song back. I think the drop could have been stronger, but still it's it's a pretty good song and it is my favorite song off of Void. Um um so yeah, that is what I have at number 10. Number 9, Call That Cap off of Life After Graduation. This is the first of three Life After Graduation songs that we'll be seeing, and I couldn't justify putting this any higher, but yeah, I love the synths and I love the pretty much everything that like recycle everything I said in the review, everything I said in like the re-ranking that I did. Like it's I pretty much have like nothing new to add here except that it's a really good song with a lot of beat changes. Um Nervinx does a pretty good job on the song as well. We and the hook is good, my verse is good. It's just a really good song overall. And it was also one of the bigger hits on the hot list this year as well, which it has that going for it. Number 8 is Sitting by the Window at 6 a.m. I haven't really listened to this song pretty much at all since it came out. Spoilers. The song didn't get that big, but I like how this is probably um this might be the most conceptual song um I made this year. I say might because of a song that we'll actually be seeing later on the list, but it might be a song that it's a song that tells a story. It's a fictional story, but it is a story of me drifting sitting by the window at 6 a.m., drifting off to sleep and then waking up. Um Drifting off to sleep and then having a dream about being in the school cafeteria reminiscing with all like my friends and teachers and then suddenly waking up and then moving on and then that's how the album ends. Um I think that I think I did a pretty good job at the concept of this song and it wraps up a very long album and Theodore Dogweeby was my biggest album this year by far, and I think this song does a really good job as the closer. Seven Rivers off of Scathe. If this didn't have a full verse missing from it, it'd be higher. Um, Fun fact about this song, the teacher that I was going to feature on this song got arrested, and it happened right before I was about to record with her. And so because I couldn't really record and it didn't really make sense for me to do reverse because it's supposed to be told from her point of view, I just left it empty and I regret doing that. Um, but otherwise, the song has a killer beat, a killer hook, and is one of the most overlooked songs on Scathe as well. Like, um, it's so it is really good. So yeah, Rivers at number seven. At number six, Favoritism. This should have been the hit from Scathe. I have no idea why the friendship song ended up being the hit instead. Maybe only because of name recognition because of Chelsea. But yeah, that song, I liked the friendship song at first, but the corniness of the lyrics eventually really got to me. But Favoritism is just, yeah, this should have been the hit. Instead it ended up being only the third biggest song on the album. So yeah, shame. Really good piano riff, really good bass line, and I like my flow on the song too. My flow is pretty good. It's one of my prouder performances um in that I did in 2025. So yeah, moving on to number five, Entrancement. This is an instrumental intro, yet it places as the number five, my number five best song of the year. Like, it's that good. It's really, really that good. I just love the way that I I just love the I just love like the pad line on it, the way it kind of fades in and there's that all that background noise and it's just so good. Like it's it's so good that I hadn't have an instrumental intro on the list for best Connor songs of the year. It's so good. And like like of the songs that on the Wonder album, this is the one that I revisit the most, believe it or not. It's that good. Um Four is Hooligans. Of course, Hooligans had to place here. I gave it a 10 out of 10 on when I first released it and reviewed it. And although I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 now because of this extreme overplay has kind of devalued, this was a pretty massive hit. Um, it still has to be on here and it still has to be high. Like it's it's one of my best most beloved songs of the year. It broke records when it first released. Well, it broke personal records, but still records when it released in terms of streaming numbers. And man, this is such a it's such a joy of a song. The synth line goes hard. All three of our performances, we all killed it, and like, there's pretty much not anything bad I would say about this song except once again that the overplay has kind of worn it down a little bit since it has been released. But um um like if you look at the song's Spotify numbers, this is still a pretty big hit, even though the hype has died down since the summer. If you look at its Spotify numbers, it's still doing pretty well. Um, Number three, Poisonous Potato. Yeah, this is the best song off of Theodore Dogweeby, which I released in 2025. Like other songs off of Theodore Dogweeby would have been on here, but most of the best songs from that album released in 2024. So Poisonous Potato is the best song from that on this album that released in 2025 that I can put on here. It's got a good beat, um, um, and Miss Killian has the guest verse of the year on a Connor song. I should say that is it's got a really good beat, really good hook, really good guest verse. Like pretty much everything about the song I love. And also it became a decently successful hit. It only got to number 13, which I was hoping it would get higher, but even though it only got to number 13, it still managed to make my Spotify year-end most listened to songs playlist, which I'm honestly kind of surprised that it made it, honestly. But yeah, we have it there at number 3. At number 2, Lives to Live off of Life After Graduation. Um, I would not be putting this on the list if I had just released Life After Graduation. But this song really, really grew on me as the time went on. And it's not really anything to do with the lyrics. It's the beat. The beat carries it hard. The kind of the the like the kind of tropical sounds that go on in the intro, the those are like heavenly. And um while Nervinx mentions that the steel drums on the hook were suggested by Skittles, which um the steel drums definitely add to the hook too. And so yeah, Skittles did contribute to this album a little bit more than you think. Actually, in a positive way too. And while um the lyrics aren't necessarily what carry the song for me, it is some of the best writing on the album. I will say that. It's some of the best writing on the album. This is up there with Leather Throne for for the best written song on Life After Graduation. And finally, at number 1, this might surprise you, but after I explain it, I think that you would probably understand why I would have this at number 1. But number 1 is Tribute from Wonder. Tribute is my best song of the year. So it's 8 minutes long, um, with details going over all 4 years of high school. I love how I was able to repurpose a really good beat from a song gone wrong from Dear Carlos, which is that diss track that I had to take down that was on the worst list this year. And I was able to repurpose it for a song that ultimately ended up being my favorite Connor song of the year. Um, I go over all 4 years of high school, which was inspired by Nervinx's song of the same title. That's only on BandLab, so it has minimal exposure. But um, I decided to take inspiration from his song where he went over all 4 years of his high school experience to do a song where I go and he went into it in pretty large detail as well. But I decided to do one better by because he clapped to make the beat for that song. He made all the music by clapping, and I reviewed that song also when it came out and gave it a pretty good review, mostly for its lyrics. But I decided to do one better by going over my 4 years of high school in even more detail. Um, his song stretched to like, almost 5 minutes, and mine was almost 8.5 minutes. And I go over high school in pretty huge detail, and all the ups, the downs, the in betweens, and it's a pretty engaging listen as well. It's a pretty engaging listen. Um, it's so like the details I go in over into over this really really hot beat as well. Yeah, like this is a borderline 10 out of 10 song. I haven't really rated this song as a song yet, but it's a borderline 10. I would say that it's probably closer to a strong 9 than a 10, but still best Connor song of the year. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.